Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Abdela Elizabeth Phillip and we are doing our first Ask Abdela after I moved to the US. It's been a hot minute. Actually, it's been one whole year of me doing an Ask Abdela on YouTube because I went and checked. The last one that I did was of September 2023, and it's been a whole year, and I'm glad to be back at doing this on YouTube, answering all your questions that you send my way on Instagram. And yeah, I'm just excited to have you on board. Let's get into it. Okay, so I have a lot of questions. The similar one I have cut down, and the ones that have I have answered in previous Ask Abdellas I have cut down because after cutting and shortlisting, still I have 27 questions. So okay, I'll take my cushion. Let's get a little comfortable and start the first Ask Abdella. Okay, are you ready? Question number four. Fun. Question number one is, what's one thing you have had a hard time adjusting to after moving to the US? I don't think there's one thing in particular, but I feel like what was the hardest part was that everything changed all at the same time, whether it be my as simple as my food and water, and the people I see around, or the languages I hear around, from my church to community to friend circle. Like literally everything changed in my life. Um, Over a flight. And the hardest part was, yeah, everything changing all at once. That was the hardest part, to cope up and just, okay, deal with this one and then deal with that one and then deal with. Yeah, it was quite a process. So I think the hardest was that all of it was all at once. Okay. So the second question is kind of intense, and it was sent to me in like 5 bits because I know that Instagram only lets you send so much in the box. So this person asked, I have a very similar story as of you calling Pastor Amit Kamle as your dad, even though he's not your biological father. Did you ever felt the challenge of being called his daughter, or did you ever hurt him by some of your actions? If yes, then is there any transparency in your relationship that you will run back to him and say sorry, like we would actually do to our biological father, and he will forgive us? Please keep my name anonymous. God bless you. God bless you too. And I keep everybody's name anonymous. I don't put, I just want it to be a safe space where you feel like you can ask question without feeling that, oh, my name would be out. Okay, so coming back to your questions, was there ever a challenge of being Amit Kamle's daughter? I don't think so. It's as easy as you being your biological father's daughter. Did we hurt each other? Yes, for sure. We are humans, and he's my father, and I'm his daughter, and he has hurt me at times, and I have hurt him at times. But that does not change the relationship, right? There would be things that we wouldn't agree on. Well, most of the things we do. But if there are things that we don't, and there are arguments, or there are times that we are sad because of each other, you always run back to the father, and the father always looks for his children. And that's the kind of relationship we have built over the years, where he would be quick to forgive and quick to ask forgiveness also. And very grateful for that kind of relationship. So yeah, it's just that you, and it's not just in that relationship, in any relationship that you want it to bloom, you have to forgive, you have to honor, and the love have to bloom. I hope this helps. Next question. Deep, please make at least daily mini vlogs. Miss you. I don't know. Daily, my life is not that happening right now. So it's just be me mostly being at home. But I've been doing a lot of shorts on YouTube. So please turn on your, after subscribing to the channel, please turn on your notification bell, the bell icon, so you get notified every time I post a video. Next question. Why you changed home in US, Akka? You mean why did I move from my in-laws place to this apartment that you see now? Um, I think we just needed our own space to call ours. We always were aware that it's mom's house and it was set. There was nothing of like it was not a home, if it makes sense to you. And then we did live the initial years of our marriage building a house. So we just wanted a sense of something of our own and just have that place to grow as individuals, also as a family who just migrated to a whole new country. At least for me, just having that safe place was just needed. So that's one of the reasons. Okay, next question. Aka, how to handle work stress, spiritual life, and family by work pressure? I'm getting frustrated. I feel like work pressure could be real, and if it's not a safe environment for you, I would say if you can find another job or if you can afford to quit, please do. Because I know that my last job in India, in Hyderabad, was pathetic because I started working in this school called New York Academy. The management, the HR, the principal, the every year, like zillions of, not zillions, but every year they have staff losing and they don't have a record of staff staying there. That speaks for itself. But I had like a horrible time because the kind of management it was and the kind of people they were, that uh, I remember the last day they literally made me cry because they did wanted to let go of me on that day. Um, or let go, I don't know, let go of me anytime sooner. At least whatever it was not a good. I remember I walked out of it never wanting to work ever for anybody else, and I don't think that's a good feeling. And I am so glad because every time, the only good part about my work was my kids. I used to love my kids. I was working as a teacher, and I remember there would be every time that I would go wake up and go to work, and I was like, I don't want to go to work. And my husband would tell me, if you don't want to do it, just quit it. I don't want to see you every day like this. And it can be mentally harming because I've seen this pattern in India. Recently I heard a case in Pune, a company called EY. One of the employees died because of cardiac arrest, because of stress of the company that was making her work day and night being a CA. It's just very very hard in India. I don't know, I'm not started working here yet, so I don't know how it's in the US, but at least I have seen in India happening for myself and other people. I feel like in India people quit and move on to other jobs more than for more than for the reason of salary, the reason of not a good work environment. They switch places because where they're working, they're like literally torturing them for the peanuts kind of money that they give. So, yeah. But sorry if I said a lot, but coming back to spiritual life and family and work, how it should be is that one thing is not different from another. You have the peace of God and you journey with the peace of God and travel in the peace of God in all the areas. And yeah, talk to people if you're feeling stressed, talk to your leaders, talk to your family members. If you're married, talk to your spouse. If you are not married, talk to your parents. Just, yeah, talk to people who care for you. Next question: how to handle a situation as a Christian when you are asked to give a bribe to get the work done? um I have thankfully never had to do it in my 28 years of life in India. I know it's a thing that people do. um, if you can avoid, for the most part, try to avoid. uh, yeah, it's not something that as a Christian we should be doing. But I also understand sometimes it's sad, but sometimes situations get into life and death situations where people on the other side just want to make out money out of your misery. And I understand those kind of situations, but for the most part, I would say try not to give up right to get the work done. Next question. Hey Abdella, hi. Are you planning for a baby? Because we want to see a mini Abdella or a mini Ebison. See, the thing is, okay, also, I have to talk about this. From the time I've got married, after 6 months, people have been assuming that I'm pregnant. And we are married for 3 years. If I was pregnant, it's been a long pregnancy. But then I'm somebody who always had a paunch. I'm somebody who always had a paunch even before my marriage. But before my marriage, nobody like consider it anything because of course. But after my marriage, suddenly if I am wearing some clothes, and of course I've put on weight also, that's also there. Everybody is just assuming that I'm pregnant, and according to people, I've been pregnant since forever. And I feel like this is such a personal space that I feel like other people have messaged me who I have never met or have a relationship on Instagram saying, hey, are you pregnant, are you planning for pregnancy, or are you pregnant? This is not a conversation that I would have with somebody I don't know. First of all, whenever I'm pregnant, even if I'm pregnant, I'm not pregnant right now, but even if I get pregnant, whenever it is, it's my choice, or it's the person's choice to make. I feel like in India, uh, or I don't know, here also I've seen that it's not a question that you have a right to ask the other person. It's very common in India, chalo, you pester people once they're out of college and get a job for like marriage, and once they are married, then kid, once they have one kid, then you want them to, like, when did it become your business? It's somebody else's life, let them have. And I also know that of course you are might be saying from a nicer place, you want to see my family grow, so just pray for me and pray, okay, whenever there is a mini Abdella or a mini Ebison, you will get to know in due time. Because I remember before I met Ebison, everything was about my relationship, my relationship, my relationship. When I didn't had one, because I was not having one and hiding one. When I had one, I got engaged. It was public. So I don't know where I have went with this, but am I pregnant right now? No. Okay, next question. Did you know on the first date or conversation that Ebson is the one for you? I don't remember the first conversation I had with him because it was with bunch of friends. The first date we went was, of course, after our wedding was fixed. So I kind of knew that this is the guy I'm getting married to. So yeah. Do I remember the first date? Yes, it was 12th of August 2020. Our parents fixed our wedding on 10th of August, like the families talk, and then we went on our first date. Okay, next question. Sister, you are my favorite person ever. Lots of love from Pakistan. Lots of love to you too in Pakistan. You know what? Growing up, I always thought in India that how would it be to meet a Pakistani, to love on them, to say, hey, we are brothers. Like it feels like a distant thing when you're in India to see a Pakistani. And now coming to US, I my the first Pakistani I met was my salon lady who used to do my waxing. And I was like, oh, we are like no different. She speaks Hindi, maybe a little different. It's a little more Urdu. And I have a neighbor, like, this is my house. And in front of my house, like a little bit there, the next house is a Pakistani uncle and auntie. Like, they're old couple and they live by themselves. And the way that uncle loves on his wife is so beautiful. His name is Abdul. He's from Pakistan. His wife did had a stroke, and now she's recovering. But the way they take care, they don't have children. Just he has like truly been so sweet. One of the days he cooked something, and God, whenever we are out, he'll always ask, "Kaise ho? Sab khairiyat hai?" So yes, love to all the people in Pakistan if you're watching it. Okay, next question. Praise the Lord, Akka. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I'm doing well. I had a question. Can a Protestant girl marry a Roman boy? Okay, in my opinion, a clear no, because your beliefs and faith in God is different. But what I would say further than that is go talk about this to your leaders and mentors, and don't just stop at hearing somebody say something online or somebody agreeing to what you think is right in your head. Don't wait till that person. Go talk to your leaders and mentors and pastors about this. Okay, next question. Did you and your mother-in-law fought and then you left the house? You guys are so dramatic in your head. No, we did not fight. Of course, like I also get how Indian perceive the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law relationship. Of course, they wouldn't. Was I always aware that she won't be my mother? Yes, because of the kind of relationship I saw Ebison having with his family and the kind of relationship I grew up. We are like my parents, my brother and I are. We are like sloppy wet kisses and hugs and cuddles are what my parents raised both of us with. And that was not the case for Ebison, and his family are not like that. They are not very physical and loving uh, in terms. So I knew that I cannot. Also, my mom has set standards so high. So I always was aware of it. But there are differences, of course. There are differences. There would be things that she has done would have hurt me, or I have done maybe knowingly, unknowingly would have hurt her. But end of the day, what you need to know that this is a relationship given to you by God, and even with your biological parents, there are things that they do and it does hurt you, but do they stop being your parents? No, right? So will she stop being my mother? No, never. And I just hope as long as I am there and as long as she's there, I get to honor her, love on her, and reflect Jesus to her. And to answer your questions, no, I did not fight and left the house. That's so dramatic. Uh, nice content though, if I say. I fought with my mother in law. How do you next question, how do you manage your finances and earn there? I mean, it takes a lot of struggle to settle abroad. So I don't work as of now, so the only person earning in the house is Edison. He works at church, uh, and he does get paid from church, and he also works for FedEx, so he's actually doing two jobs, and I'm not working at all. Can I work in this country? Yes, I can, because I came in as a permanent resident, which means I have a green card. That's how I entered the countries, because of course I was married to a US citizen, all of that. It takes a lot of struggle to settle abroad. I don't think it was the case in our it was it was our case, because first of all, very grateful that Everson grew up here and has a family. Mom, there's a house big enough to have us, and we lived in that house for 6 months, and then slowly we transitioned into this space. And this has also just been God's gift, like everything, even this couch that I sit and talk, and even the cushions, everything. Like, I am super grateful of how God has like built this house with us, and how God has seen us through in building this house. It has been God's hand through and through. It's God's faithfulness. We have seen that we heard God and we stepped into this country, and we have seen the hand of God over our lives, which has also been in India. But yeah, it's just to know that it's God and you get to do this journey with God. And I did not had a struggle to start with, but I'm not working, but I do hope to get some job and work. I am preferring to work from home, but let's see. Next question. We need an update on apartment tour. I don't think I'm done setting the apartment, but we recently got a couch. Well, it's been half a month or so. So I am very grateful. It's a white couch, and you can have all your comments about it in the description below. Description below in the comments below. But I'm not done yet with the apartment. But this question was asked by Sneha, who is from our church. And Sneha, you can come visit the apartment whenever you want. But I'm not done doing it yet. We still need a center table and a rug and all that stuff. So once I'm done, maybe there would be an apartment tour. But um, yeah, but the thing is, here and there you will see it on Instagram or YouTube. Next question. Does God say a yes or no in helping us choose a life partner? Of course, God has given us discernment, but God has also given us free will. So sometimes when you see other people doing stupid things, and it's like, oh, why did God let that happen? God did not. They chose it for their lives, and God is not a master who will hit you and say, this is what you have to do. God has given us free will, but He has also given us discernment to know what's right and what's wrong for ourselves. If we still go ahead and choose the wrong, it's on us, not on God. But He still gives you the grace to come out of it. Okay, next question. How much is it right to reject a genuinely good person just because they don't believe in God? 120 million% yes, it's right to reject that person. I'm not saying reject the person, but just to think that you're thinking of rest of your life, right? You all just think, how do you want this life to end? Do you want this life to end where you have withered away and don't have a relationship with God, that you build a family that does not believe in God, and your children wouldn't believe in God because you are not going to give that upbringing with a person who does not believe in God? So yeah, according to me, I will say a no, but I'll also say that please go talk to your leaders and pastors about it and get a proper counsel if that's needed. Next question. Huh. How is your relationship with your mother-in-law after you left home? Do you see each other? Yes, of course. She's actually gonna come today uh, with some beef and mean curry for us. But we do meet each other every week. So the first time we were going to meet mummy after we moved here, which was within 4 5 days, I said, "Hey, we're going to stay that night at mom's place." And from then on, every week, whenever she has a off, we go for a sleepover uh, to mom's house. So I'm kind of glad that I started it. So yes, we meet each other pretty much more than once a week. Okay, next question. How you manage spiritual life, married life, and work life, and smile on your face at all at all the time. So I think it's similar to the question I answered earlier. Thank you for the smile on my face. But I feel like you don't need to compartmentalize and divide one from the another. You're still a Christian and a believer when you're working. You're still a Christian and a believer when you're studying, when you're going to college. So it's not that you do a church life and then do a world life. You do all your life, you do one life, and you do it with Jesus. So don't compartmentalize, because Holy Spirit is ever present everywhere that you need. So do this life with Holy Spirit, because it's going to be amazing journeys. All of this goes together hand in hand, and with the help of Holy Spirit, of course. Next question. Hair care. I don't have a hair care. My hair after coming to US have become super flat, as you can see. I was more curly in India, and like more curly and wavy, and it's very flat. And it's not that I have not shampooed for 10 days. I just shampooed last night. So yeah, but I don't use oil because my scalp produces a lot of oil, so I've stopped using oil long back. But the shampoo I use, it's Redken. Well, I won't suggest that because it's a very expensive shampoo. I don't know, India mein milta hoga, but it's very expensive. Because I was having a lot of hair fall and my hair was like this, I was kind of concerned and I invested into it. But let's see how it goes. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. क्या चल रहा है ज़िंदगी में? ज़िंदगी में अभी यही चल रहा है कि we're trying to learn this, love this country, learn this country, also learn about it, and just, yeah, life is that. Did you experience any racism since moving there? I don't think so. I never experienced any racism. I experienced racism in India for sure, 100%, but in US, no, not so far. I hope I never do also. Next question. How are you managing to stay healthy since the most of the food is fast food in US? We don't go that often to eat outside. We quick at home. We cook at home, and yeah, it's just that we're not healthy by any means. I should be losing a lot of weight and walk and work out and all of that stuff. But eat wise, we try not to eat outside food. and just stay, uh, make food at home and eat that. Next question. Do people think you have changed since moving to the States? I don't think anybody has told me that I've changed, but I'm sure eventually I would pick up the accent, because every now and then I see few words that I say differently, like car. I don't know if I was saying car like that also in India, but a few words have changed because this is what I'm constantly hearing, and it does affect what you're hearing. So, not right now, but I think eventually I might get an accent which people would think, oh, now she has an accent. Of course, your surrounding does affect you. If you didn't know that, you know now. Okay, next question. I'll take two questions together. So the question is, how are you doing in Dallas? How did the move? Why did you move to the States? Um, I'm doing great in Dallas. So, well, I'm trying to do great in. Well, now I'm in a very better space in Dallas than I was when I came. Why did I move here? I would just the easier answer would be, oh, it was my sasural. My husband is from here, and eventually after you get married, you have to move to your husband's home and country. But I think way more than that, it was God's time and God's plan for us to be here, and God really had to work in my heart to say a yes to US, and that's why we are here. Next question, which is second last question. How to control our whys in our mind? I don't think we can control our whys in our mind, but we can make sure what we feed our mind with. So what you hear, you manifest. Just as I said about the accent, right? When I'm living in America, I am not prone to develop Gujarati accent. I am prone to develop American accent. So in the same way, when you just check on yourself, that what you're listening to, what are you hearing, what is going in the inside of you in through your ears, and that affects your thoughts, because the word says from the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. And what abundance are we filling it with? So that our thoughts and our whys can be hurting, but when those thoughts and whys come, uh what are we what are we switching those words and thoughts and whys with? What are we going to the word? Are we listening to a sermon? Are we going in prayer? Are we being in community that encourages us? All these things are important. And yeah, just you cannot control the whys, but you can definitely control what you take in, which affects your mind at the end. Okay, last question. A few words to cherish me. Feeling anxiety, Akka. I know your kind words will boost me. Will boost me. You're so cute. Um, I'm glad that you think that my words would cherish you, cheer you. Of course, cherish you also. I would just say, dear, it's okay for what you're feeling. I've been feeling a whole lot of things since my move to US, and it's not been all good. And all I would want to say that God is intentional about your life, and He has a plan and a purpose, and His plans are always good, whether we see it, understand it, or not. But there is a time that we will see it and understand and know that why all these things happen in the way it happened. Just trust on God, even when it's hard, because it sometimes gets hard to really trust God. And you only get the grace to trust God also from God. So, yeah, He has you, and just learn to rest in His presence and in His promises. I hope this helps and brings a smile on your face. With that, we come to an end of our first Ask Abdela questions in the USA. I'm so glad for all the questions you send my way. I hope something I said helps you, encourages you. And if it does, please leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from and what blessed you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because it will make me know that you're part of this family. God bless you. Have a great day, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this. I love you. God loves you more. Bye.